And we are here. Welcome. Welcome back to Getting Teams Unstuck. That's
What we
what
like to
we're
do.
calling this, which is really largely that's what we do, really. So we're just gone to the solution that we give folks is getting teams and by the way, a team is two or more people. So could be a couple for that matter. Uh,
Yep.
could be the whole world for that matter, two or more. So, and today it's relief moves and more. So that means as we go through the matrix here, uh, we've gone through who's important to you. And, and notice that's focused on the individual, and that's focused on the individual on purpose to, well, we're settling people out into the room. And the course we're creating, we explain all of this, what we do. There is no part of this that isn't very carefully curated over years, over a decade, 15 years really, of doing this work. So who's important to you is a very important set of words. And people will answer you. And then from there, you move over to yucky stuff, like fear, and they will answer that as well. And now, what we now go to is relief moves, meaning the stuff that people do to get relief. Now, when Phil and I do this, we say it like that. It's just people in general. And so, what are relief moves that people do? What do they do, Phil? Take heroin? Yeah, that's one.
Oh, if we're looking at it in the context of a group, taking heroin could be, but if we're thinking about it in terms of a stuck team, so one of the things that stuck team people will do, and it's a very easy thing to do, is just not show up.
And that is actually shown through research to be the most popular relief move.
Yep.
Don't show up.
Easy peasy. Don't do it.
Don't. And yeah, and so you call in sick
Yeah.
from work in
Or
general.
you come up with some excuse, emergency.
Yep. You make you're double booked, so you can't go to the meeting.
Oh, my. Look what I've done.
Some emergency came
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
You know, you can't go to the meeting. Yeah. Uh, so that's the number one.
Yeah.
We also know what the number two most popular one is, which is you show up and then you check out.
Right. Check in, check out.
Check in and check out. Uh, you often see it live these days as people come in, sit down, whip out their electronic device,
Mm-hmm.
and stare at it. That's what. So you're there in body, but you're not in spirit, as they say. And of course, some workplaces or like classrooms disallow you from doing that
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
with varying degrees of success. However, in the old days, I'm old enough to be a pre-cell phone person. I'm old enough to be a pre-pager person.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just get your pad of paper out and scribble.
Doodle.
Doodles.
Favorite relief move for meetings back in the day. Doodling.
And if you had a printed sheet of paper, you could fill in the little O's and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Create stuff.
Do things, right?
Yeah.
And one of my favorite was that I can draw very easily a house with an X in it without lifting my pencil.
There you go. Ooh,
And
yeah.
I'll do those. And I'm checked out. So that's what, those are the two. Don't show up, and then you do show up, but you check out right after you show up, are the two. So that compromises quite a percentage of what people do in work situations. And so then the next task is, well, what do they do beyond that? Well, we have the arguers. So pretty well anything that gets put on the table, they're going to argue about
Yeah.
it.
Right. I have something to say about that.
Yeah, you ever had one of those, Phil?
Oh my gosh. The words would not be like finished being coming from your mouth, and someone would be like the hand would be coming up and the
Right.
would be going out, jutting out.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, once you know the person is an
Oh yeah.
arguer, you can see the tells even before
Yeah.
the shoot gets started. You can see
Yeah.
as they're puffing up and getting ready.
You can even do the countdown in your head. 5, 4, 3. There it is.
And you say, well, that's arguing. How could that be a relief move?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want anything to change. And so by arguing with you, nothing will change.
Yeah.
Think about it. How much changes based on an arguer's arguing? Those are almost always, they just take up time. And then the meeting adjourns. And nothing changed.
They've escaped.
Escape. Right.
They've escaped.
So there is a function to the arguers. Yeah. Now and it is arguers. We're not talking somebody who's actually with serious intent trying to help out. Let's put it that way.
People that are there to take you off your game, take the
But
team.
you can tell the difference between somebody helping out and somebody who's just an arguer. That's what their modus operandi is. So that's another very popular one. And boy, out of the three of those, you've already got a pretty big percentage.
We've cleared, yeah,
of how teams stay stuck.
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, so, one would be talking about anything other than what they're there for. Like,
oh, that's a popular one. Well, obviously, that might even be more popular than arguing.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's got a wider bandwidth.
Got a wider one because you talk about the weather, you talk about current sports or something.
Yeah, current events, what happened last night at the game.
Right.
Right.
That kind of stuff that eats up a lot of time. And once again, folks, what we're looking at, and most meetings have a very set way of starting out. And so people are just waiting for these opportunities to do this. Because there's an old saying that's a truism, which is the only people who like change are wet babies. Everybody else. I mean, even if you're in misery, what's that saying? You said it the other day, Phil, about people stay in misery. They prefer the devil they know.
It's the pain of staying with the misery they know versus the pain of moving ahead and trying
of something new. They would rather stay with the misery they know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is just people all over. So that's why we do. And so now we're talking about this, and now people are talking about other teams. They're actually talking about in general, but they're talking about them. And notice they've already talked about who's important to them. They've already talked about yucky stuff. Now they're talking about relief mood. So they know the function of the relief mood, which is to get relief from yucky stuff.
Down there.
And one of the yucky stuff items can be, and you can put it in there if you want, afraid of change.
Yeah. Fear of change.
Fear of change, because people are. They're afraid of change. So, with that said, you're doing that, but now you're doing it in a different context. You're talking about this, yes, but you're talking about it in the abstract, removed. You're noticing what people do to get relief from yucky stuff. Very important point.
Oh, yeah.
You're engaging their prefrontal cortex, or like Phil would call it, their homunculus.
Homunculus.
That's a little person inside your brain.
Taking it all.
And they're observing, they're watching what you do. Robert Fripp, he was a lead guitarist for, what was that for?
Crimson.
King Crimson. A pretty learned guy, and he said he learned the skill of, as words came out of his mouth, it was as if he was watching himself talk from behind his shoulder. That's what Phil's talking about with the homunculus. It's that. And so now you're triggering out, and everybody has that. Folks, it's called the observer.
Don't feel left out, folks.
In the act world, they call it the observer self. So now we're having the room use the collective observer self to talk about what kind of things people in general do to get relief. Okay. And we're just openly talking about them. So rewind, and if you went back and you didn't start with who's important, you just started the usual meeting agenda stuff. They would start doing that stuff and they would never talk about it. They would just be in process. They would just be doing what they do.
Taking perspective on what they're doing.
Right. So we've stopped it and we've got them noticing the process. Now, and we're careful to keep it on other people outside the room because it makes it safer. It's gossip that way. So we do it.
Advantage of gossip, the popular.
So people will readily talk about this stuff.
Absolutely.
And we know it. We've done it a whole lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And so no, they'll readily talk about it. But take another scenario. If you let the meeting run and then somebody started doing one of these behaviors and you stopped them and you said, you're trying to keep things the same.
You're resisting. You have fear of change.
Right. You'd have a fight on your hands.
Man. Meeting would take on another patina.
You wouldn't, for sure, nothing else would get done. That's for sure. I mean, it would just be a blow up bad thing. So we're not doing that, folks. No. We're not doing that at all. We've structured a context so we can talk about this, looking at what other teams do, what other people do, i.e., we're basically gossiping about other teams.
Yeah. A very nice, benevolent sort of way.
Right. And we do that. So that's what we're up to with this, is setting that up. And if you do it, they'll talk about it all day long. Now, you know, and I know, and Phil knows, and everybody else knows, that when you're talking about other stuff, what other people are doing, you know that you do some of that stuff back in the recesses of your mind.
You're homunculus.
Homunculus, right? It knows that. You know that. Now, you might not take full ownership of it, but that's okay. That's fine. But it's there, and now they're related it to, oh yeah, I've noticed myself doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we're up to. And this is at this point, we're major league getting the folks unstuck in the room. So think about it. If you had come in and done the standard agenda, whatever that is, the meeting, the standard agenda, you would be in an entirely different place than when we come in and we say, well, let's start with who's important to you. And then we're going to get them off. There are places, folks, that do this all the time. They just switch to having this being their agenda. And they start with who's important as their first agenda item in their team. So it is done. You can do it this way because they know they're building psychological flexibility as you're doing it. And that's what you're doing. So people come into a meeting, and most all of them, 9 out of 10 of them, don't want to change. It's probably greater than that. I'm being kind.
Oh, yeah.
And in one way or another, they got their heels dug in.
Oh, yeah. You can't make me.
Now, they may be very nice about having their heels dug in, but nevertheless, they're dug in. They don't want to change. Heck, I don't want to change. All right.
Change. Yuck.
And so, as I said, the truism, the only person who likes to change is a wet baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's a truism. It is. And so we already know we're walking into that when we're hired as consultants to go work with a stuck team. And since they've already been labeled a stuck team and we're showing up, well, they're for sure a stuck team. Okay. We don't mind if they know they've been labeled that or not. It doesn't matter to us. And we take off from there. But we start, and you may have, if you go back and watch a couple of videos ago, or buy the course, even better.
Yeah.
You know that we very, very purposely start with who's important to you. And that includes before we get introduced. Scenario: Phil shows up to a stuck team. They know they're stuck. They're in trouble for being stuck.
Yep. That's why they're
He shows up and somebody wants to introduce him. Okay. Every word said about him is fodder.
Yep.
The fact that he's a male is fodder. The fact
I'm a white male.
The white male is fodder. The fact that he looks to be, 50 plus.
Yeah.
Is fodder. His accent is fodder. Everything.
Yeah.
It's just
the whole thing.
I mean, and so we just know that. And there's really no predicting which of those is going to set somebody off. But we know some of them are, without a doubt. Some part of the introduction is going to set some people off. So we skip it. We don't want it. We don't want anything to do with it. Why? Because it makes our job harder. So we recommend that you, people who are with us, if you're going to go do this work, you skip it as well. Or if you don't skip it, just listen carefully for the words that are said about you as you get introduced.
Yeah.
And try and figure out which ones of them are not going to be liked by the people in the room.
That's an interesting exercise, Kevin.
Because one, you're either going to be liked or not liked because of your gender, and you can't get away from it.
Right.
Either way,
it's there. It's in the room.
It's in the room, and you're not going to be liked, or you're going to be liked based just on your gender. Like, what am I? At that moment, you're not going to do anything about that. You just won't. And so it just goes on and on. Your education level will be held against you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we just, you know what?
Where you come from, where you were even born.
Oh, yeah, you're from the East Coast, West Coast, middle of the country, some other country, wherever, you know. We just go on and on. But because we know this and we learned this, uh, we just don't. And people, so we do violate that social norm. We absolutely violate it on purpose. We might come back to it if it's absolutely necessary. We will come back to it later when people are feeling psychologically flexible and psychologically safe. Then they're in a better space to that. But when initially, no, they're stuck. They got the heels dug in. Everything will be used to dig further in. You'll be handing them shovels to dig their foxholes.
Like gold plated ones.
so, that's it. So now, so just know that and come around to relief moves. And so now we've switched it. So now we're talking about other teams, people out there. We're gossiping.
Oh yeah,
we're gossiping. We're gossiping about other teams out there in the world, and the relief moves. And you can start. You can definitely say the number one most popular relief move is not to show up, and everybody in the room will go, "Yeah,
oh,
yeah." You got a big. You got that big speech you got to make in junior high or whatever.
Your
Yeah,
presentation.
you're sick that day.
Oh, yeah. You keep putting it off.
So if you think back in your own history, I'm sure you will find times when you didn't show up, and so people do that at work a lot. Well, actually, it's a major problem. People calling in sick and doing things, but that's not for us to solve. On this, we're getting a team unstuck. If you do this, folks, you will see you will get them unstuck.
Yeah.
So that's relief moves, and that's it. That's all we're talking about today. We go on, but we don't want to.
No. That's enough.
We're doing this a piece at a time, but that's so. The main gist is you're working them into a place, the people in the room into a place to talk about how other people get relief, do behaviors to get relief from yucky stuff like fear. And you can connect those up.
Yeah.
You can say this stuff down here and people do stuff up here to get relief. Get them looking at that. Works like a charm.
Yes, it does.
Any questions? There's a couple of people on with us.
Yeah. Anybody have anything they want?
Any questions?
Good.
I mean, we will take questions during the presentations. We set it up so we don't get questions. But we'll take questions about this if you want, or conversations, or talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Phil said it was raining in his neck of the woods.
It's coming down. It's wet.
It's sort of misty here. It's raining a little bit, not a lot.
Hey, Jazz.
This hi to you both.
Back to you too.
Yeah. Let's see what else. So there's Jasmine. I don't know. Javier was on and out. I don't know.
Oh, it goes.
We're actually, by God, Jasmine, we've created a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We yesterday we wrote up and recorded, and Phil then did the closed captioning for a bus, how to do a bus video, which is something else you can do with teams later on after you're done with all this stuff. You can do a bus exercise with them.
That's going to appear in the course too, by the way.
That will be in the course and only in the course. And then today, Phil may have seen I was writing on the sticky word game.
Right.
The sticky word game, which is something else you can do. Well, it's just another thing. They're they have two different purposes. What would you say the purpose of the bus? The bus, it's about literally how to take stuff with you.
Uh, yeah.
That's what it is.
How to notice what you're doing and take your yucky stuff with you
Take your yucky stuff with you.
and go on and do the things that matter to you.
Right? And so that's acted out in a fun way.
Yep.
Whereas sticky word game is getting at language and your use of language. And guaranteed, if you relate that back to a team, they're using sticky language. Period. they just right. They just are, and so that's a way of getting them aware, a little more aware of their sticky language.
Yep.
Playing the sticky word game, but we play it as a game, and so it's all in good fun. And, people remember that kind of stuff, and it's fun. So that's what we've been up to. And redesigning the website. What else we've been up to, Phil?
Oh, that's been taking up quite a bit of our time. Just the things that you mentioned there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said it that way. I don't think we need to be up there.
Yeah, we're kind of full up there.
We're full up.
That'll do it.
We're really. You know what? Well, you know what it is. She goes by jazz. You know what it goes. It's that we decided the world really needed ProSocial, and ProSocial is about getting unstuck. And we had noticed that there is some groups in the world that seem to be stuck. I won't name names, but they seem to be stuck. So we really redoubled our efforts on getting information out there and courses out there.
Yeah, she's noticed it too, huh?
You noticed it too. Yeah, okay. Gee, Phil, you and I weren't the only ones that
I'm glad to know that there's some other confirmation out there.
so and so we've redoubled our efforts of getting this stuff out in any way, shape, or form. We've even considered, I should say, we've considered, my wife was considering and saying we should literally do TikTok videos. Right. We haven't come up with the cuteness desire needed yet for such an endeavor. We tend to do the boring stuff,
right?
So we'll do something, but we'll do whatever we can. We're trying to help, right? You know, trying to help from afar. So
yes, we can.
What we got.
Yeah. We're going to keep putting it out there.
Yeah, we keep putting it out there. Maybe somebody will get a hold of it. But how much better my life gets as my stuckness decreases. Yeah, that is pretty wild, isn't it? Mine too. Yeah, no, jazz, and no kidding. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. And yeah, I've noticed that even now it gets better. And I know Jazz does some of it. If other people listen to this, if you can get yourself in a position to get a hold of our script that we use with teams and go do it. And on your community level, you know, churches, whatever, city councils, you practice and do the and especially if you stick close to the script, you'll discover really cool things.
Yes, interesting things will occur.
Yeah. Right. I can just like 100% guarantee that. And that's pretty unusual. But it will, you'll want to do more if you do this work and get people doing this. To watch a group get less stuck right before your eyes is a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And they own it. It's their stuff.
And it's just really cool for them too.
Right. And it's not that they have to have you to be less stuck. Yeah. No. This is set up so at the end of it, they have the process. They can do the process. Now that doesn't mean that you can't be invited back. Of course you can. Phil and I have been many times invited back. But nevertheless, they own it. They can do it themselves. So, fun stuff. So that's what we're up to, Jazz. And I've been playing a bit of tennis. And Phil's been doing a lot of Aikido.
Tai Chi too now.
Oh, you're doing Tai Chi too?
Yeah, I'm doing push hands Tai Chi now.
Whoa.
I'm all in.
Whoa.
Yeah. My wife got me into the Tai Chi.
Oh, she did. I didn't know she did.
She's been doing it for a while, and then I started to spend some time with her Tai Chi teacher.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, and the verbal Aikido, absolutely.
That's at the end of the day, that's what you're doing, Jazz. As you well know.
That's what ProSocial is too.
That's what ProSocial is.
It's verbal Aikido writ large for groups.
Well, you set it up so that as people do their stuck story, you grab it and throw it into the matrix. And that's in the course we called it stuck story Aikido.
Yes, stuck story Aikido, yes.
Stuck story Aikido. So they throw elements of their stuck story at you, and you go, oh, and there it flies into the matrix. And it sounds like, as always, gee, I wonder where that would go up here. And now you've taken the stuckness and you've put it into a psychologically flexible process. And that's what you're setting up with all this, folks. As we go off script a little bit, but that's okay. Yep. A few people watch this. This gives us practice for doing our videos and stuff. We also have the course, part of the course website redesign is to do a better job of marketing and selling our APA continuing ed courses. Wouldn't you agree, Phil?
I would agree that is a prime directive that we have for ourselves right now.
So that, and then it's called B2B, getting teams unstuck, of course. And we've always done both. So, yeah.
Yep. Because we can.
Well, it's just too much fun to go out and get a team unstuck. Sort of like owning a big old tow truck. You just know you can latch on to something and
get them out of the mud. Get them out of the mud.
You can get them out of the mud.
They are ever so grateful for that. Oh boy. Nothing like getting dragged out of the mud and back onto dry land.
Back on dry land and back going.
Back in the game.
Back in the game. So it's a fun process to do that. And so what you see before you is the tow truck. You just have to set it up.
Very, very gently set it up. And
it is gently set it up, and then you can use it with the stuck story Aikido, verbal Aikido.
Gentle respect.
I don't use verbal Aikido anymore because some other guy had bought the copyright for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't like that.
We didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
You know who stuck act there?
Jazz.
Oh my goodness. You don't want to really get me stuck on that, Chad.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a.
Uh, Phil, it may be that I am stuck on the stuckness of
You
that.
know, I'm right there with you.
They notice how rigid they are with all their
As
worksheets
I
and
see worksheet and exercise, those are sticky words for me.
yeah, I don't show up to ACT conferences anymore. I'll probably get in trouble for saying this out on a video, but I don't for basically what Jazz just said. The stuckness of ACT therapists. It's a if you go to me, somebody like me, you can just feel it in the air. Well, Phil and I went together
Oh
once.
yeah,
And it was so
day. In 2 days. 2 days.
yeah, 2 days. Oh my God.
In Washington, D.C., which is another stuck place, and it was stuck back then too.
That was a one and done for us.
Yeah. Ooh, man.
We're not gonna do that.
Easy exit from that place, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. But yeah, ACT therapists are very stuck, right? And it's funny that, and then this is just seriousness. I'm not really trying to diss on people much, but it's just true. The target of ACT is psychological flexibility. That's the target. So if you're throwing your disc
or the disc golf basket,
the basket with the chains on it,
you want to hit the chains.
It's called psychological flexibility.
That's it. You want to hit the chains.
You're trying to,
that's what they call the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot.
That's right. That's what you're trying to hit.
Right.
and jazz, most of them don't know that. They've lost the plot. Yeah.
They dance around it.
Yeah, they don't know that. When you say that, it's like you've blown their mind or something. They don't know it. And so in trainings that I do, if I do an ACT training, we make sure that they know that's the target. Yeah. The target. And that's what the matrix gives us. There's other matrices out there where we'll put a circle in the middle of it and write the word psychological flexibility. That's for training purposes. We're not going to say that to a client or something, but no. For training ACT therapists, yeah. And to say, that's the target of all you're doing here. Who's important, yucky stuff, relief moves, success, we're calling them success moves there. All of that, you're doing that in the hopes that you increase psychological flexibility. That's it. That's all you're doing. And it's great if when you walk into a room or you're working with somebody, if you know that's your target. Well, now you know where to go on the golf course, right?
Always.
you know right where you need to go.
Your way around the course. You know what the obstacles are, right? And hopefully you're going to do your best to not be running into them. That's also why the diagram is there. That's what, you know that they're waiting for you.
Right, and that's our thing about not being introduced.
Exactly. There's all these little obstacles all along the way. Little, what do you call them?
So yeah,
stepping on little landmines, like that, just kind of get you off track.
Yeah, so for a profession that, and now this is in the ACT literature, especially the original stuff by Steve and others, that the target is psychological flexibility. That's what you're going for. And if most people, they rave about the hexaflex.
Mm-hmm.
They love that hexaflex. They're like, well, do you see the middle of it? The middle of the hexaflex is psychological flexibility. The one thing that the hexaflex and the matrix share is the center is psychological flexibility. It's just a hexaflex gets lost in the weeds on how to do it. I purposely made this so you don't get lost in the weeds. And Jazz, before we finish today, what we do, and now you do, Jazz, it's just too simple. It's, it's too simple. There's not enough words. There's not enough opportunities to remain stuck. And part of the reason for less words, just like we were talking about it not being introduced, less words means less opportunities for stuckness. Period.
Yep.
We're not saying no words, we're just saying less words and carefully selected words that promote psychological flexibility. Well, all of those diagrams and, well, even the word values, they just won't lay off the word values. Well, Phil, he couldn't go into with his students and say the word value.
That wouldn't last 5 minutes.
No, they would attack him for it. I've tried. Well, no, we can. Actually, we can. It's easy peasy, Jazz. And if Phil could erase that board, which
I would, yeah.
What he would do would erase the right, he'd erase the horizontal line.
Yes, it would disappear.
He would disappear, and even the who's important and yucky stuff would disappear. And the only thing you're noticing is your sensory experiencing and your mental experiencing and comparing the two. And that's the actual essence of ACT. Because that's the RFT. So the simpler one is to remove the two lines. The two.
Yeah.
That's kind of all it is.
That's right. Yeah.
And so but we know for a fact we have to leave the other lines in.
Yeah.
Because you'll hear us say over and over, you got to get people into the place. You got to take them on
the experience.
Right. You got to take them on a journey.
Yeah.
To get there. And the journey that we came up with was to start with who's important to you, and get around to that. But in the end, yeah, what's always the end? It's all the meditation exercises. Notice your five senses experiencing, and then notice your mental experiencing and compare the two. And that's, if you do that with full honesty, you'll learn a lot. And as I say those words, it's like almost nobody will do that with full honesty.
Back right off.
All their biases and all their stuff will get into that process. But so we leave the lines and it gives us a little journey. We call it what the hero's
quest.
Hero's quest. And it puts it into a story form. Humans, including myself, like stories. That becomes a story that gets to that. So yes, it can be made simpler. But it gets so simple that people just can't get a hold. They can't get it. Einstein said, "Make things as simple as you can, but not too simple." I'm not kidding. He really said that. So this would be one of those. You make it as simple as you can, but not too simple. And it's got to be understandable. That's it. Well, there is a simpler one. Now, Bill and I have quite a few examples of people who have sent us more complicated matrices.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They'll say it with excitement. They will write with excitement that, oh my goodness, I've discovered the newest, greatest thing. I've added this.
Right. I've created a new matrix.
I've created a new one, right? I've added this. And that is called not making it simpler. That's called making it more complex. And I'm I'm sad to say I've grown so old and so jaded. We don't even answer them, do we? We don't. I
Well,
don't even think we even
not,
answer.
not usually.
It only happens once or twice a
Yeah.
year. So not worth playing with, really. And even them, they'll do it for a while and they'll give up. It's too complicated.
Yeah.
This is a pretty nice balance between, well, a little bit complicated, but the questions are easy.
Yeah.
We made it so the questions are easy for everybody to answer, and we give examples. Who's important to you? For example, my wife's important to me. So, yucky stuff, like fear. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Relief moves. Oh, like running away from something to relieve fear. Oh, yeah. Success moves. Well, I might take my wife flowers. Oh, that kind of stuff. We're giving easy questions with an example so they can get into the process. So anyway, that was a long answer to your question. Sorry, we've been at this too long. But when we do it, it's very simple. We're very straightforward. Really. You'd be amazed. If you come watch, ever get to come watch us, you'll see it.
You see us do the same thing.
It's like a tape recording going on.
Yep.
Why? Because we want them to get psychologically flexible. We had this show up a lot, and well, it showed up in the course, but I'll go ahead and say it. There are people that will hear those. There's two terms. One for the first matrix is psychological flexibility. For the matrix two, ProSocial Matrix, it's a psychological safety. So what's the first thing they think of doing? Oh, I need to teach people what psychological flexibility is, and I need to teach people what psychological safety is. No, that's not. We never even mention those. We don't talk about those. Those just show up. That would be like saying, in order for you to fall in love, first I need to teach you what love is.
Yeah.
No. Or before you can like the taste of a brownie, I need to teach you what the taste of a brownie is.
Yeah. That means you need to go into all the ingredients of to a brownie and how we make a brownie.
They're like, no, it just tastes good. Or I just fell in love,
Here's a brownie.
Or I this is just happening, and that's it. So that's what flexibility just happens. So, we've done this a lot. We have a lot of fun with it, Jazz. We're going to do a conference one of these days.
Yeah.
Somewhere. You live in Dayton, don't you, Jazz? Is it Dayton? Akron. Akron, that's it. One of the tire towns.
Mm-hmm. Ohio, I think, was the last time.
What is it? Oh, it's one of those. Maybe I think.
Akron. Oh, there she's on her move again.
Oh no! Well, you're just mobile. I had seen a little documentary on Akron, all the tires that were made there. Not so many. There's a few made there now, but not like they were in the past. Moving again, huh? I'm from Carmel. We knew you were from California.
Yeah.
A California girl in Akron. There's the story.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix special or something. So we should get off of here. We've had a good time.
Yes, we have.
And that's what these are for. These are more
just to sit back and enjoy, ponder.
chat along, ponder on things, learn things, do things. But we will. That's next week. It'll be getting teams unstuck. Well, thank you, Jazz. Getting teams unstuck, success moves.
Yep.
And talking about success moves. And by then, we will have more of the course ready. Website.
Well, yes, we will.
Other stuff as we keep plugging along at this. And anybody who out there who knows where you can take this and go unstick a team, do it. That's, the world needs you getting them less stuck. And they don't do it on command. You got to work them into it. Like this, like we showed you. Happy Halloween.
Yes.
We shouldn't leave without saying happy Halloween.
Yeah.
And if any of you want to join, you can join our mastermind. There must be a link to join that somewhere.
Well, we'll have to put one up next time, I think.
The App Matrix Academy.
But you can find it. It's out there.
On Friday mornings, we do a mastermind.
Yeah.
Called 10 o'clock. For this kind of stuff. And more. But wait, there's more, right?
Yep.
Okay, everybody, take it easy. Bye-bye now.
Take care.